Hello, in this video I want to share with you 3 reasons why you can't seem to stick to your diet. But first, in case you don't know me, my name is Lene. I am a full-time working wife and mom of 3 young girls, and I am so excited to launch Operation Fix My Fitness. And Operation Fix My Fitness is a fat loss, nutrition, and fitness coaching business that's dedicated to educating women of all ages, all shapes, all sizes on the quickest and most efficient ways to burn fat and build muscle. So I was really motivated to do this video because, believe it or not, about 3 years ago, just around this time, I was 30 pounds heavier than I am right now. And up until that point, I had spent 8 years in between having all 3 of my kids. I spent 8 years trying to stick to a diet and lose weight, and I could never stay on a diet for more than 3 days. And then a few years ago, when I was just having a really unhealthy relationship with food, there were a couple health scares in my family, I was going through some health things, and I decided enough is enough. And then I started doing a bunch of research and became obsessed with dieting, with the mentality of dieting, and I came to learn exactly why all diets fail, period. The problem is, going on a diet is kind of like maxing out a credit card. There's only so much caloric restriction your body can take before it starts to rebel on you and undo all of the progress that you've made. So reason number 1 of why you can't seem to stick to your diet is because of something called metabolic compensation. So without getting into the whole scientific articulation of what metabolic compensation is, I'm just going to explain to you that our metabolisms are created to keep as much fat on our bodies as possible, just in case there's a famine. Our bodies were created to go through periods of feast and periods of famine. So for example, if we go from eating an excess of calories for breakfast, lunch, and dinner to eating scrambled egg whites and a grapefruit for breakfast, and a few wisps of salad with some fat-free vinaigrette dressing for lunch, and then a little piece of baked chicken with a side of string beans for dinner, you might be able to stick to your diet because of willpower for a couple days. But by day 3, eating like that, your metabolism practically holds a gun to your head and says, you go buy that cheeseburger and that large fry and that medium chocolate shake right now. So yeah, the couple days you try to eat healthy, your metabolism kicks in and is like, okay, I'm gonna need all of those calories back that you were supposed to give me, plus a little extra to make up for you trying to mess around those last couple days. So metabolic compensation, that's the number 1 reason you can't stick to your diet. Reason number 2 that you can't seem to stick to your diet is because you and we are emotionally attached to highly palatable foods. Highly palatable foods are foods that are made up of a combination of a lot of fat, a lot of starch, a lot of salt, and or sugar. Examples of highly palatable foods are like pizza, hot dogs, cheeseburgers, french fries, ice cream, pancakes, waffles, everything that's delicious. So especially for those of us that struggle with emotional attachment to food, we become addicted to those reward signals. So anyone who's actually been able to go on a diet and lose weight over an extended period of time, you guys can probably stick to your diet as long as life is good and everything is going as planned. What gets someone like you is probably when emotional, traumatic stressors arise in your life. As soon as something goes wrong, your emotional addiction to highly palatable foods kicks in and your diet is out the door. So reason number 1 you can't stick to a diet is because of metabolic compensation. Reason number 2 you can't stick to a diet is because you are emotionally addicted to food. And the 3rd reason you can't seem to stick to your diet is because of the results. So there's the group of you that go on a diet for a week or 2, you start seeing some results, some pounds slide off, and then what do? Oh, this little piece of chocolate cake won't hurt. I've been so good for this past week. And then there's the other group of you that try so hard. I mean, you stick to this painful diet and hold on to it for dear life. And then a week or two later, you step on the scale, and the scale does not reflect all of the sacrifices that you have made. And what do? You say, screw it, give me the chocolate cake. It's not worth it anymore. I just want you to know that this was my life for 8 years straight. All 3 of these reasons were the reasons that I could not stick to my diet. But 3 years ago, I found the answer. I figured it out. I lost 30 pounds and I've kept it off this whole entire time. For the past several weeks, I've been working with someone individually who struggled with these same exact things also. And after just 4 weeks of me coaching her on nutrition, she lost 10 pounds and 7 inches in 4 weeks. So I know that if you're the kind of person that knows in their head what they have to do, but you can't seem to stick to your diet for any one of these reasons, then I want you to hire me because I can help you. Go ahead and check out the links in the description of this video. One is to my lead form, one is to my email list, where if you sign up, you'll get weekly free tips, tricks, and advice on fat loss, nutrition, and fitness. And then the third link is to the Operation Fix My Fitness Instagram account, where you can keep track of my own personal fitness journey and then on the journey of Operation Fix My Fitness as a whole. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again next week.